The act of catfishing, creating a false identity online to deceive others, raises questions about truth, identity, and human connection. By blending philosophy and psychology, we can explore why catfishing exists and what it reveals about the modern self. Existentialist philosophers like Paul Satre argued that humans are defined by their freedom to create themselves. For Sartre, living in bad faith means denying this freedom by pretending to be something you are not. A catfish might live in bad faith by hiding their true identity, but they also expose a paradox. The desire to be someone else often stems from social pressures. If society rewards certain traits such as beauty, wealth, and charm, catfishing becomes a way to escape judgment or rejection. Psychologically, this mirrors Carl Rogers' concept of the ideal self versus the real self. When the gap between these two grows too wide, people may fabricate identities to bridge it. Friedrich Nietzsche wrote that all humans wear masks to navigate social life. For him, masks are not lies but tools for survival. A catfish's fake profile could be seen as an extreme mask driven by what Nietzsche called the will to power, or the urge to control how others perceive us. Online, where physical presence vanishes, the mask becomes the entire self. Psychologically, this links to impression management, or Erving Goffman's theory, where people curate identities to gain approval. Catfishing magnifies this, turning self-invention into a performance with no audience consent. Jean Baudrillard's idea of hyperreality describes a world where simulations like social media feels more real than reality itself. A catfish exists in this hyperreal space. Their fake persona is a copy with no original. Followers interact not with a person, but with a crafted illusion. Psychologically, this ties to the online disinhibition effect, where being anonymous lets people act without consequences. The catfish and their victim both participate in a shared fiction, blurring the line between truth and lies. Emmanuel argued that ethics begin by facing the other, recognizing their humanity. Catfishing violates this by reducing the other to a tool for validation or companionship. The catfish treats others as means to an end, echoing Immanuel Kant's warning against using people as mere instruments. Psychologically, this deception may stem from loneliness or low self-esteem. Studies show that catfishers often feel disconnected from their real lives, seeking control or intimacy they lack offline. Sigmund Freud's concept of the shadow self refers to parts of our identity we repress. A catfish might project their shadow onto a fake persona, acting out traits they fear or desire. For example, a shy person might create an extroverted avatar. Carl Jung expanded this idea, suggesting that denying the shadow leads to inner conflict. By living through a false identity, the catfish avoids confronting their true self, deepening their psychological divide. Catfishing is more than a moral failing. It reflects tensions in how we understand identity today. Philosophically, it challenges ideas of being true to ourselves, power, and reality. Psychologically, it exposes the fragility of the self in a world where we identify can be edited. While catfishing harms trust, it also forces us to ask, in a digital age, is any identity truly real, or are we all just creating versions of ourselves? This question lingers unanswered.